Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, August 4th. We're looking at the last 2 days of the SPY ETS market profile on Window Trader. And, well, it was a good day. I'm a little ticked off. I'm ticked off at myself because I got caught up in the wave in J and K, and I should have known that was just erratic price action, the way the market was acting, because the reason for this is we started, right? We opened. We had an open and drive. That's the strongest opening you can have. That's number one. And we did that with lower value. And then we went to overlapping to lower, then we went to unchanged, then we went to overlapping to higher. So we had this market figured out pretty good, a good part of the day. And even though it was an open and drive, it was not an open and drive with the kind of acceleration and the kind of volume and tempo and single prints that you're scared to take a short. Because believe it or not, my first 2 trades were shorts. I made money on them before I went long. And the sad thing is, I don't know, I made maybe about 9 or 10 trades on a day. I made money in 9 of them, but the one I lost in, I gave back everything at one point and more before I got most of that, not most of it, but a lot of that back. And that's why I'm ticked off. But again, only my fault, and it wasn't even a big trade. It just kind of got flushed out. So remember, we still have gaps all over the place. We have 2 below us, the monthly, weekly, and daily. Actually, 3 gaps on the downside from yesterday. We still have the huge gap above us, although we chewed away at it a little bit. And then again in M period as we go out with a price probe, so that gap is down to 252 ticks. All the time frames are one time framing up, but this is the worst type of tempo that you can imagine for the bulls to try to fill this gap above us. So we opened on a price on an open and drive and went straight up. Never took out yesterday's low. Well, my first short I took was that value low from yesterday because with the lack of tempo and everything, I thought maybe we wouldn't continue going. And I know we got into M period, but when we initially got into it, I know we say we traded the whole way, but the tempo wasn't great. So I took a short, and it worked out. Same in B. B period started one time framing up. We got yesterday's POC, took a small short to start, added nicely at M's high and value high because I didn't think we were going to have a set of single prints the way the indices were unchanged. The way the tempo and volume were horrible, that worked out. They were all tomorrow's expirations. Those 2 trades were 330 puts. Then B came in. So after I got out of my short, B came in. I'm like, well, something's changed now. We haven't seen the opening. I'm going to take a long against value low, and if as long as we hold M's low from yesterday. And that's what I did. I bought a 328 call. That worked out. I did the same thing in C on a 328 call. That worked out. So you could have made money from both sides of the market early on, even though we were one-time framing. And then I said, look, if we don't start getting some tempo and some volume and some acceleration to the upside, what's going to happen? Everybody is long in A, B, C, D, E, F. They're going to give it up. So I took a short in E against the weak longs, 330. That worked out. And then I'm looking right now. Oh, that trade, actually, I'm sorry. That one evolved again into F. Took a short, came in, F started, couldn't take out E's high. And I actually said to the room, I am so tempted to take a size put position because they're getting nothing for their troubles, and if we take out E's low, they're all going to panic and get out. Well, I didn't take a size put play, but I still had a decent one, and that's exactly what happened, and F just flushed down. Got out of the trade. I said I was looking for value low at the time and A's high, and that's basically exactly where it got to. And then I reversed and went long in F, added in G. I was looking for an afternoon pullback low. F, G, and H, it finally worked out all back to POC. Started taking them off. So that worked out. Now here's the one that, so I had a beautiful beginning of the day with all those trades. So J comes around. J takes out INH is high. I'm like, well, the odds now, this is our afternoon pullback low most likely. Values overlapping the high. We should go get the high. So I took a call position. Not a big one. Not a big one at all. I think it was 20 or 25 contracts. Started coming in. I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable. I came back down to POC. I hate trading at POC, but I actually added some here. And then what happened? Flushes down to value low, which I didn't expect. And then K opens, starts ripping lower. This is irrational price. What it did here, going up, and then week longs getting out, that's a market doing what it should do. Then getting long here and going back up, that's a market that kind of is doing what it should do. Now, we had 3 reversal bars out of the last 6 where we took out the prior time frames high and low. Now, it happened in J. I was like, okay. And then I did not expect K to flush. So when it did, I actually got out of the long, gave back everything and more, took a quick put play that worked out nicely, a size one. Good thing I didn't hold on to it. And then again, when K came back, I was like, this is crazy. We're going to at least get back to POC. I got long and took that back. But that one trade that started up here because the range was so small and with this irrational price action, took back my whole day at that time. So a little frustrating based on that. Because we called the day very well. And then after that, I told the room, I said, I'm neutral. We're battling the 144. We were battling POC. Should I have known? I did tell the room, hey, if we take out L's high now, we had another reversal ball. We took out L's low and went back. I said, if we take out L's high, there's a good chance we will take out the day's high. And it did. I didn't get long, but it did. So those things happen. What are you going to do? All right. Destinations for tomorrow. So today's high, 330.06 is my first destination. Let me just make sure that is the high because the day ended right as that happened. And yep, it shows it as the high. So 330.06, today's high, and then filling that gap at 332.58 from February 24th. And then above that, we have 334.82 afternoon rally high from February 21st. 335.81 daily high. And we'll stop for now at that. For the downside, we have the price probe, which is E's high of 329.66. Then we have 10 wide, which is I's low of 329.04. Then we have today's low of 327.86. And then we have those two gaps, right? The two lows. We have the 327.73 daily low, and then filling the gap at 327.23. That's a 50-point gap. I was saying that wrong this morning. I was looking at the gap size. The monthly high was not 53. It was 23, 327.23. And then again, yesterday's low of 327.73 and filling the weekly high of 326.63, a 110-point gap. I was going to basically treat this as an inside day because we were only 4 cents higher until M did what it did. So again, let's go to the charts. So as weak as the bulls have been after that gap up yesterday, every time frame is one time frame and up. Every time frame has a gap holding. But again, we've gone over this a million times. That gap gets harder and harder to fill because of the lack of acceleration or volume or anybody wanting to be the first one to do it. We are one time framing up for 3 months, not including these first 2 days of August. Still very healthy. We close that gap, we should see the all-time high. Weekly, we haven't gotten much out of the gap from yesterday. However, we're still holding it. We're still one time framing up for 4 weeks right now, not including this week. Again, we fill the gap. We should get the all-time high. And then the daily, one time framing up 3 days, still have the gap. The only thing stopping us from the all-time high is that gap above us. The thing you do have to worry about is the more and more time that they can't do it. If they get frustrated and just give it all up, well, then you don't want these lower gaps to get filled, because you know what happens if you come back into this balance. So they're going to have to do it, and I'm going to say sooner rather than later, because at some point they're going to give up the ship. And then I just want to look at the triple Qs, because I didn't even look at them all day. Because so weekly, we came out of the weekly to the upside, and we're above it. So remember, right? We go bull, balance, bull, balance. We've gone bull again. So we still have 3 days left to go in this week. But if we close above 269.79, guess what? We're back to bull on the triple Qs. And I would not short it yet if that's the case. We had a good day in the trading room. It was a little frustrating at the end of the day. We did give some money back. But for the most part, we called the day very well. Come check us out, camelbacktrading.org. I am going to be doing a webinar on Saturday, August 15th. I'll put the information out there on Twitter and everything. It'll be $20 for non-members of my room. So you want to join my room, it's only $10. We'll give you more information as the days go on. Hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.